I would like to share with you where being an artist started for me. I was 12 years old and I had just returned from a family vacation out west. And I was very awe-inspired by the landscapes. And when I got back to Illinois, into the classroom at age 12 in 7th grade, we actually had art for the first time. And I started painting landscapes using the resources that were available to me in the classroom. And our teacher had Arizona highways. And I started painting using the photography that was published in those magazines as an inspirational resource for my art. And then in 1990, I came to Normal, Illinois, and I got enrolled in the Bachelor of Science program with an emphasis in painting. And at that point, I had to start coming up with my own material. I mean, the instructors really push you to kind of deconstruct what it is that you think you know about a composition. The line, the form, the color, and the texture that goes into making a picture, and have it be balanced and have it do something without maybe necessarily having a representational object or something that you would recognize, or a place that actually exists on the planet. And then in 1998, I just moved to Oregon spontaneously. I had a friend and colleague that was living out there, and he would say, "Oh, you've got to come to Oregon. There are so many artists here. It's a mecca of art." This piece is titled Mnemonic, and I've always seen it as more of a microcosmic. There was a lot of lichen growing on the basalt in Oregon, and I loved looking at all of that, all of those little microcosms of life. And so I think they came out in my landscapes. They changed drastically. I think there was some clarity. I think the move made me feel like I could do anything now. I've got the freedom to do whatever I want. While I was doing a lot of abstraction, I still maintained a connection with landscapes and portraits and some realism. I've always liked to paint that. So I did a big dog series. When I painted this one, Blue Light, in oil, it was like this for about 4 years, and then I revisited it because I wanted to break through the known boundaries of what can be foreground, what can be background. And then in 2001, I got enrolled in the master's program at University of Oregon for set design. And that's when I started watercoloring. I had really not watercolored before then. It was all oil and acrylic. And so this was a good experience because it got me into a new medium where you could quickly establish depth and space and create the world of the play, even just with one color, and find out what's that color, what's that line form, color, and texture, and how does it support the theme and the emotion of the play. In 2007 to 2011, I moved out to the foothills of the Coast Range. This ashen log from a burn pile and all of its markings and silver tones, and our red truck that we worked on the farm. These were collaged and pasted into the pasture, and the ashen log was used as sky. I took this photograph of a piece of madrone and I combined it with elements from another photo taken of our turquoise mailbox with dripping paint. And when I started collaging the two elements together, They fit together like a puzzle. Layered landscapes encourages the viewer to reinterpret the known boundaries of what can be a horizon line, what can be foreground and background. Eventually, a thought and idea turns into an action, which turns into art. That's what layered landscapes is all about.